Gene Hackman, known for his iconic roles in The French Connection and Superman, maintained a private family life throughout his decades-long career until his passing at the age of 95. The actor, along with his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa, and one of their dogs, was found deceased at their Santa Fe home on February 26th. The following day, Hackman's daughters, Elizabeth and Lizzie, and his granddaughter Annie released a statement to People. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our father, Gene Hackman, and his wife, Betsy. He was loved and admired by millions worldwide for his brilliant acting career. But to us, he was always just Dad and Grandpa. We will miss him deeply and are heartbroken by this loss. Hackman was married to his first wife, Faye Maltese, from 1956 to 1986. Together, they had 3 children, son Christopher and daughters Elizabeth and Lizzie. 5 years after his separation from Maltese, who passed away in 2017, Hackman married Arakawa. Over the years, Hackman remained discreet about his personal life, rarely discussing his children in interviews. In 1989, he told film critic John C. Tibbets that audiences connected with him because he came across as an ordinary man. He explained, "I like to keep my personal life fairly simple so that in my art I can let go and soar." Hackman, who retired from acting in 2004, reflected on his early career during an appearance on Larry King Live. When asked how he managed the transition from a modest career to a celebrated one, he admitted, "I didn't handle it very well. I took care of my family. They never lacked for anything. But I was so captivated by the old Hollywood glamour. Though I never immersed myself in it, I was fascinated by the idea that I could be anything and anyone I wanted to be." In a rare comment about his adult children, Hackman credited them for his decision to continue acting rather than transitioning to directing. After acquiring the rights to The Silence of the Lambs, with plans to direct, he ultimately stepped back from the role, a choice he said he didn't regret. "My kids helped me see that it wasn't the best path for me," he told the Irish Independent in August 2000. He also acknowledged the challenges of being a celebrity's child, stating, "I couldn't always be there for them growing up, and my success has always loomed over them." Hackman and Maltese welcomed their first child, Christopher Allen Hackman, in 1960. In a February 1984 interview with journalist Lita Powell Drake about his film Misunderstood, Hackman was asked if he ever stopped hugging his son, then in his 20s, and opted for a handshake instead. He replied, "No, we still hug to this day, and I'm grateful for that. I don't think we'll ever reach a point where we shake hands." That was a challenging aspect of the film, portraying a father who fails to recognize his child's need for affection. In a 2011 interview with GQ, Hackman reflected on fatherhood, admitting, "I lost touch with my son in terms of advice early on. Being away for months at a time filming made it difficult to provide the support and guidance he needed. It was tough to come home after long absences and try to parent him." During a January 2020 interview with Empire magazine, Hackman shared that his son once aspired to be an actor. "He was in New York, and I wrote him a few monologues. That's where I started writing. Ideas would just come to me, and I'd jot them down." Hackman and Maltese welcomed their second child, Elizabeth Jean Hackman, in August 1962. Little is known about Elizabeth, as Hackman rarely spoke about his family publicly. However, he once shared a candid story about a challenging period in his career during the 1970s and 80s. "I used to borrow my daughter's credit card to attend interviews in Hollywood," he told Cigar Aficionado in 2000. "I was barely hanging on, taking whatever roles came my way and trying to make them work." As a child, Elizabeth was often seen with her father, including at a celebrity baseball game where she and her sister Lizzie sat on his lap while he wore a Los Angeles Dodgers jersey. She also attended several events with Hackman, such as the December 1978 screening of Superman in Washington, D.C., and the October 1996 premiere of The Chamber in Beverly Hills, California, alongside her sister and stepmother, Arakawa. Following her father's death, Elizabeth told TMZ that the family suspected toxic fumes, such as carbon monoxide, might have been the cause. Hackman and Maltese welcomed their third child, Lizzie Ann Hackman, in October 1966. Like her siblings, little is known about Lizzie. In 1984, journalist Bobby Wagan asked Hackman if his film Misunderstood resonated more with him as a father or as a son who had a strained relationship with his own father. Hackman replied, "It was mostly about my relationship with my children." My youngest daughter saw the film and was deeply moved by it, not because I was in it, but because she connected with the story. She recommended it to her friends, and they planned to watch it together. Lizzie was often photographed with her father at various events, including movie premieres. In January 1984, she attended the 41st Golden Globe Awards with Hackman, and they were also seen together at the December 1990 premiere of The Godfather Part 3 and the March 1991 premiere of Class Action.